friends, it's Mr. Spencer. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you today in class, but I wanted to make sure I put together a video of all the things I expect you to do in my absence. I'm really hoping that everyone is paying dear respect to the substitute that's in there right now. I really appreciate all of you that are following your absolute best effort today. Last week, we spent a great deal of time focusing on designing our own civilization. And look, a member of our civilization at my house just popped into the video camera. This is Maximus, one of our dearest pets here, Maximus Aurelius. Please say hello to him. But first, I want to start off with a quick little do now, a little continent practice. Let me spin the globe. Wherever my finger lands, let's see if you can tell me what continent that is. We landed right here. Can someone tell me what continent that is? Asia. That is correct. Wonderful job. If you said Asia, you got it. Let's try one more. Ready? Again, we're doing continents practice. Where will my finger land? What continent do we have here? That is the continent of Africa. Good job. Those of you guys who got that, I really appreciate it. So we're going to continue to do some continents practice as we move along for the rest of the year, because I want to make sure by the end of this year we all know the 7 continents. Last week we focused on designing our own civilization. You were given an outline that you could find on Schoology, and the outline is located in your October folder. It's titled Design Your Own Civilization Project Outline. This is the written portion of your project. So this is where you get your 25 points for outlining all of the specific criteria that relates to your own civilization. Remember, this civilization could be both fictional, totally made up, it could be very real, or it could be a blend of the two. I also added an example for you in here. This is called the Design Your Own Civilization example. It looks something like this. I built it off of a civilization that I created called Spencertonia. And to the Spencertonian people, fishing is an incredibly important activity. So the Spencer fish found in the Timbuktu River, a major life source for the Spencertonian people, is the central sort of design of my story. So you'll see if you go through and read all the various components of my civilization, they all relate to the Timbuktu River, and that really being the major bloodline of the people that live in this civilization. And you see here that I took ample time to really make sure that I thought through my responses and gave some really detail to back up each one of the questions relating to the 5 themes of geography. Anyways, I hope that you use this as a tool and a reference to do our portion of the assignment today. I also want to make sure that if you haven't gotten this outline done, it's really important that you do that first before you move on to part 2, which is what we're going to start today in class. So let me show you part 2. Part 2 is located in your October folder at the very top. It's called Design Your Own Civilization Sales Pitch. This is where you are creating your own marketing tool to help promote people to either live, move, or visit your civilization. I've given you some instructions here, laying out not only what's expected, but also defining what marketing is, right? When we talk about marketing, we're talking about the action or business of promotion, selling something. So you want to try to sell the idea of your civilization, encouraging people to move there. We can do this in a whole host of ways. In fact, I've written down 10 different options for you right here. You could use Google Draw by creating some type of poster. You could use Google Slides, create an awesome slideshow that embodies the 5 themes of your civilization, maybe even a Prezi. If you're feeling up to it and you're feeling really adventurous, you could do a video commercial. You could write a commercial script. If you're really talented in terms of creating animations, you can maybe create an animation that involves your civilization, performing a song, writing the lyrics or lyrics and music to a song, creating a digital game that reflects your civilization, writing a story, creating a detailed map, or even a 6-panel brochure. Again, these are just 10 various ideas that I have. If you can think of something even more creative than that and you want to try to do it, that would be awesome. The only thing that I'm asking of you is to ensure that you have these two major things in your project, in your physical project that you're creating, your marketing tool. You want to make sure that all elements of the 5 themes of geography are very visible and present in that project piece, right? And you want to make sure that it persuades people to want to move, live, or visit your civilization. Persuasion. Think about any commercial that you see on television today for your favorite products, right? There's something about that commercial that draws you in. It brings you in. And so what I'd like you to do is also visit the example that I have in the October folder for my example of Spencer Company. Take a look and use that as reference. Once you are done with your completed project, which I do not expect anyone to get this done today in class. This is something that we should be working on throughout the next 2 to 3 classes and then trying to have a finished product by October 27th. Please take your time, do your best to create something of value, and remember to continue to follow Pride in the classroom as we move on throughout the rest of today. I'm making sure the substitute is making note of all students that are complying with Pride and being on their best behavior in class, as most of you always are. Once again, I appreciate all of you. I thank you for being attentive, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you have any questions, feel free to write me on Schoology or write my email nspencer@crack.org. Namaste, and I'll see you soon.